il mondo, noi l'abbiamo conosciuto come Ridge Forrester in Beautiful, ma lui è un grande artista, musicista. Ronn Moss su London One Radio, ciao!
Ciao, ciao. Hello, everybody.
Finally, we are back together, Ron. We are very, very happy to stay with you. So, we're gonna make a short Italian introduction, perché tutti quanti si sono chiesti, ma perché Ronn Moss è tornato in TV sugli schermi? No, Ronn Moss è tornato alle sue origini, alla musica. Ron, you are back to music, but I would say you are back to the origin of your dream, because now you're in London where your favorite band, the Beatles, became famous. How incredible is that?
That was a big, huge influence on me, and it changed my life forever, making me want to do music. So I wanted to be Ringo. Believe it.
No way. Yes, of course, I know Ringo.
Started out playing drums, battery, wanting to be Ringo. But I realized later on that it was easier for me to sing and play basso.
Ah, ok. Quindi avete capito, i Beatles sono state una grande ispirazione per Ronn Moss. Lui voleva diventare Ringo, ha iniziato a suonare la batteria, però poi ha capito che era meglio iniziare a suonare la chitarra e poi anche cantare. E ce n'hai fatta comunque sognare di musica con i Player, Baby Come Back. It was a very huge hit. Then you became an actor, but what about music? So what happened in those days?
I never really stopped the music except
Right.
for a couple of years when I began Beautiful.
Okay.
I had no time to do anything else. But
Right.
after a few years, I was able to go off on weekends and do my player stuff
Okay.
around the United States. So I never really
Okay.
for any length of
Allora,
time.
quindi dobbiamo sapere che in realtà Ron, nonostante fosse comunque molto impegnato con Beautiful, lui si ritagliava del tempo per suonare con i Player, quindi non ha mai lasciato la musica ed infatti poi lo abbiamo sentito con questi grandi pezzi della musica e soprattutto con un suo progetto che oggi ci presenterà su London One Radio, uscito il 12 maggio, stiamo parlando del suo nuovo album, secondo album, Surprise Trip Love. Beautiful. So, Ronn Moss, can you tell us more about it, this new album, this new second album?
Yes, a year and a half ago, Tiziano Cavalieri, my producing partner, and I came up with the idea of Surprise Trip, or in Italia, it was Viaggio a Sorpresa. It's a cute little romantic comedy that we filmed in Puglia and with Lino Banfi. We have Lino Banfi.
There you go.
Have him. And I wrote half the music, half the album is from that movie. So I wrote them for the movie, and then I expanded those music tracks, and added 5 more other tracks to make a full album. So
and
that's
then everything started there is basically about this trip that you actually made from America to Apulia, and I was so fascinated even to discover more about this deep love that you have towards Italy and towards Apulia at the same time.
Yes, the movie became kind of an autobiographical thing for my life, because I too came to Puglia, fell in love with Puglia, found love in Puglia, and it became very similar, but it didn't intend to be that way when we wrote the script for the movie. It just wound up evolving where art reflects real life.
Right, capite? Quindi tutto è partito da questo film che sicuramente voi che siete in Italia l'avete già visto, Surprise Trip, che è stato girato tra l'America e la Puglia insieme a Lino Banfi. Lui è stato anche il protagonista, ha scritto parte della musica, però in realtà non aveva l'idea di realizzare l'album soltanto successivamente. And in fact, you mentioned Tiziano Cavalieri, you were not alone inside this project because Tiziano was your companion during this long trip. How did you meet each other?
We met each other at another function in Fisano.
Wonderful.
It was an automobile function, a race
Okay.
car that I was brought to Fasano by our lovely friend Laura Di Mola. She brought me here for that, and she knew Tiziano, and Tiziano and I hit it off and decided that we wanted to do more creative projects together. So the music and
Nice.
both loves of mine were able to combine, because I can do the movies now and do the music for the movie.
Music together, finally your dream finally together you realized your dream. Quindi Tiziano Cavalieri, che non è soltanto il produttore di Ronn Moss, è diventato poi un grande amico, si sono conosciuti a Fasano e da lì poi è nata questa grande amicizia che si è naturalmente tramutata anche in un rapporto molto professionale, ed infatti li vediamo insieme in questo album. You know, Ron, I've got a surprise for you. I don't know if you can see it remotely. I don't know, but this is, you see,
Yeah,
Io che amo solo te by Sergio Endrigo, the vinyl record. This is from London One Radio.
that's the original from Rodrigo.
Yes, the original one. Look at it. Incredible.
Wow, that is a keepsake. That's something you need to keep.
I know. When did you first listen to it? The first time?
I don't know. It was a couple years ago, and I fell in love with the melody of it, and then I learned the lyrics to it, and it became the second song that I actually learned to sing in Italian.
In Italian, no. I know.
Never thought that I would be able to sing in Italian, but I wound up recording that song on this new album.
And you made it. What a beautiful performance. I mean, you can listen to it on every digital devices as well, to our listeners, perché lui all'interno di questo album ha voluto realizzare una cover di Io che amo solo te di Sergio Endrigo e l'ha cantata in italiano. Quindi guardate lo sforzo di un artista americano che impara anche la nostra lingua. E you know what? Because I mean, you had, I don't know how many years now you've been in Italy, and you know especially Apulia, and I was wondering, did you first learn Italian or Pugliese? I mean, which
I
one?
I am still trying to learn Italian. It's molto difficile per me. Mi dispiace. Però I just piano, and I try to learn Italian as fast as I can.
Of
Now,
course.
spending more time in Italy.
Right.
Several months, so I have much more time now than I did back during Beautiful.
Ah, that's
So,
great.
an
Good
opportunity
news.
to learn the language, and I'm hoping my brain will absorb. So piano.
Of course. Piano piano. Ho detto che piano piano imparerà anche l'italiano, perché adesso ha anche più tempo da trascorrere in Italia e quindi avrà l'opportunità di imparare meglio la nostra lingua, non soltanto il pugliese. But you know, someone says that if you want to learn a new language, you can do it by listening to the original music of that home country. So if you want to, because you are a very big fan of Sergio Endrigo, there is Canzone per te. And this is basically the song that made Sergio Endrigo very famous in Italy. So if you want to have a listen, probably you know better than me. This is
Try. I will try.
Yeah,
I will do
this is wonderful. You have to listen to. But let's going back.
You're
Yeah,
Pugliese, correct? You're Pugliese.
I'm Pugliese. Yes.
So
But
if I said
yes, tell me.
Namashi,
Yamashi Shimanin.
non janasimi.
Vero, you know better than me. You know, this is ok, this is a say, questo è un detto pugliese, e mia nonna all'epoca, quando mi diceva questo detto, Yamashi Shamanen, io non riuscivo mai a dirlo perfetto. Ron, can you repeat that insieme a Tiziano? Non lo so, aiutateci, perché io lo voglio dire, lo voglio imparare. I want to learn that.
Cece namashi, shamanina.
Ok.
Non janasimi shen.
Yes! Good one, Ron. Yes, you know, all the Pugliesi who are listening to us, because we are a big community of Pugliese even in London, they can understand better what we're saying right now. But let's going back to your album, because here we talk about, of course, your tribute, your love towards Italy. But I think there is more than that, isn't it, Ron?
It is. It's a 40-year love of Italy that I've had, and I have a big respect and a big gratitude that the Italian people have accepted me as Ridge, yes. But I'm hoping that they will also accept this other creative avenue that they may not know I do, the musica. I'm hoping they come and experience that, because for me, that is a bigger expression of me than Beautiful was.
Of course, è vero, perché quello che dice lui l'album è un'immensa gratitudine che io ho nei confronti dell'Italia. Io ho sempre rispettato questa enorme stima che ha ricevuto come Ridge di Beautiful, però io spero che gli italiani possano anche comprendere tutto questo mio progetto enorme che faccio come artista, perché lui ha iniziato da lì, ok? Quindi la sua carriera è iniziata proprio come un vero e proprio musicista, artista, adesso vuole continuare su questa strada. In a few minutes we're gonna listen to Crazy for You. And I think it's a big message of love. But for you, actually, what is about this song?
For me, the lyrics are very important, and it's hard to explain. I think it would be just better to let it roll over you and experience the sound of it. I wanted to express how crazy I am about the woman in my life, but also where I am. And so it encompasses a lot of different feelings. So you can't Google Translate and get a real definition. I wish we could, but the lyrics are very particular.
Wow, ecco, il testo di questa canzone è davvero particolare, tutto l'amore che vuole e ha voluto dimostrare nei confronti della donna della sua vita, ma non solo. Quello che ci, ecco, consiglia Ron è di ascoltare la musica e cercare di, comprendere le parole, perché il testo è veramente interessante. But, you in this album, I was very, fascinated about is also this rag influence that you have. I mean, Vivere in Puglia, this song that you created, and it's in Italian actually. This one as well.
Mostly in
Most
Italian, and that's our. We wanted to create a kind of an anthem for Puglia. I don't believe Puglia has ever had one, so we thought we would do something that is very specific to Puglia, and I love the feeling of it. It's Tiziano and I have had a chance to sing it a couple of times in front of a couple of big crowds in Puglia, and they thoroughly love it. So it's a very up-tempo song.
Wow, thank you for this gift that you made to us. Because to be honest with you, there are still in Italy a lot of stereotypes about the South in general, so including Apulia. But through your art, through your music, your movies as well, I think that you're giving us a lot of value, because Apulia is not only, all the story, the news, the bad news that we hear, even here in London, but it's something more that we need to appreciate, I think.
Many things grow in Puglia. We depend on Puglia for a lot of olive oil, vino, and it's a simpler life. It's a slower life that I very much appreciate. And that's one of the reasons that attracted me to Puglia. I like feeling everything growing around me. And the people in Puglia are absolutely wonderful. They're lovely people.
Lovely. Ecco, quindi Ron, avete capito, ha realizzato Vivere in Puglia, questo singolo che voi potete ascoltare all'interno del suo album, che è quasi un inno alla Puglia, no, perché, un inno della Puglia non c'è mai stato, quindi hanno deciso di realizzare questa canzone e poi anche di valorizzare un territorio che spesso, viene anche un po' dimenticato. Diciamo che adesso grazie al turismo è riuscito un po' a rivitalizzare un po', però adesso possiamo comunque avere anche questo grande onore di avere un personaggio come Ron, che grazie alla sua musica cerca di dare anche molto più valore a un territorio veramente enorme come quello pugliese. Ron, it was beautiful, literally, to stay with you tonight and to discover more about your album that we're gonna listen to London One Radio, of course. But what about your next projects that you have now?
The next project will be a movie, a psychological thriller movie that we will film here in Italy. And it's a wonderfully written story, very interesting, strange story. I'm not going to say too much about it because I don't want to give it away, because it's very creative and very unusual, but it's going to be very, very fun to do.
Incredible. So it's gonna be in Apulia.
We don't know exactly. Yes, we'll film in Apulia, but it's not really about that. We will just physically film there. It's more about me and a couple other characters. But the main project that we're going to do is the music tour.
Wow.
So we're going to tour. We're going to start on the 26th, 26 of Junio in Puglia, and then we will go around many different places in Italy, as well as Sicilia, Finland, Bulgaria, and we'll have it, and possibly London. We would hope.
Of course, in London. Yes, I know. That's what I was about to say. You're missing London.
We're working on that to add a few concerts in London as well.
Ok, quindi capite il progetto di Ron è veramente enorme. Ha un film da realizzare, thriller, che verrà girato in Puglia ma non sarà sulla Puglia, e poi inizierà questo tour dove naturalmente performerà con le sue nuove canzoni in diverse parti dell'Italia. Quindi a partire dal 26 di giugno inizierà il tour dalla Puglia per poi andare in tutta Italia e non solo, e sta pensando anche di arrivare a Londra, because you need to know that here there are a lot of Italians, 700,000 in the UK, 350,000 Italian in London, and there are a lot of restaurants from Apulia that can feed you a lot, so you can...
Perfectamente.
Perfettamente. The last message from one of our listeners, he said to you, as Apulian, I would like to thank you very much for this. So this is one of our listeners. You know, I told you there are a lot of Apulians here in London One Radio and in London. A message that you would like to say to our listeners, a message that you want to send.
Just to extend my love and gratitude for everybody who is coming on this new journey, this new musical journey with me. It's a chance for me to express a whole different side of who I am, as opposed to what people know of Ridge Forrester, this character I played for 25 years. This is a much more important creative avenue for me, and if I appreciate that you would come on this journey and give it a listen and see what you think, and I really want to know what people think about the new music.
Thank you so much, Ronn Moss on London One Radio. We're gonna listen to one of your new songs, Crazy for You. Thank you, Ron.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Buon ascolto. Ronn Moss, Crazy for You.